Hey up me ducks, it's Simon here. How are we all doing? So this is the video I was going to record on Sunday, but I don't know, it's Saturday evening at the moment and this is as rock and roll as I get now on a Saturday night playing with cards. But yeah, I've not been sleeping too great, so having an excuse to record videos or just have a look at some decks together is quite appealing, and it's quite fun, and actually it's a great calmer for me. Calmer as in C-A-L rather than K-A-R. It calms me down, and you know, it's quite therapeutic playing with cards during the wee hours and things like that. So what I'm looking at doing is having a look at my favorite tarot decks that have been released over the last 12 months. This, if you're watching this at some point in the future, this is being recorded in May of 2020. And currently we're going through the coronavirus lockdown, so a lot of time on our hands. And these decks in particular have played a really important role in this lockdown process, because, you know, tarot has played an important role, and I really enjoy the decks that I've got. I was going to do them like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I won't, because these are all gems, but I will have a number one spot, you know, my favourite deck of the last 12 months. And, you know, I could kind of put that into two categories, like I have 2 ones, but I'm not going to. But 4 out of the 5 are independently produced decks, and 1 is a mass-produced deck, which has impressed me considerably. So, oh, sorry, not in any particular order, but the first deck is the Mythical Creatures Tarot by Baba Studios. I mean, what can I say about Baba Studios decks? They are quality. Just trying to make sure that there isn't too much of a glow that might be off-putting. I think that'll be okay, won't it? Their packaging and designs now, I know they used to do the big kind of boxes with the books and everything, and now you buy the books separately. So this is the Mythical Creatures book. They're usually around £20. You can get them when they're first released discounted down to £16 or £18. And I've got a few of theirs now, like the Alice Tarot, and I've also got the Tarot of Prague, etc. And these books are beautiful, beautiful works of art, and really nice accompanying books. And I don't mind paying a little bit more for a guidebook if they are of, you know, really nice quality. So, and this is how most of their second kind of print run decks are done. That said, I've got Bohemian Gothic, which is also like this, which was the first Baba Studios deck that I bought a few years ago. But lovely gold foiling, really nice, solid boxes, beautiful on the inside. But this deck, and you do get a little white book if you choose not to buy. Oh, there's an aeroplane sound outside. That's quite novel in this current climate. So if you don't buy the big book, you still get a little white book. But these are so beautiful. I need to make sure that you can see the detail in these, in the line work. This was originally released as a black and white deck, which I was fortunate to get in a trade. And I have the larger cards, which helps actually, because the detail in these images are so intricate and delicate that in the black and white they are harder to work out. But they did a fantastic job in colouring this deck. It is absolutely stunning. There is cold stamping on it. Cardstock is beautiful. These are the backs. And in a spread, these just look so gorgeous. I think currently this is probably my favourite Baba Studios deck, although I will always have a special place in my heart with the Alice Tarot, particularly the limited edition one, because it was a generous gift that completely came out of the blue and came at a time where I just needed such a pick-me-up. So yeah, but this deck, I mean, the detailing, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's a dream to shuffle, as are all Baba Studios cards. Gorgeous, totally gorgeous. So I think this came out, time is just non-existent at the moment. I was going to say the beginning of the year, but it could have been the back end of last year. 2019 is on the little book, so it probably was back end of last year. Yeah, I don't know if it's dated. No, it just says 2019. So, but certainly within the last 12 months. So, the Mythical Creatures is one of my favourites. What shall we look at next? Let's take a look at, so some of these are in my Kelly pouches because, yeah, Kelly, I've purchased some from Kelly's Etsy shop, but she's also gifted me some as birthday presents and things. So this is the Light Seers Tarot, which came out towards the latter half of 2019. And this one in particular is the independently produced one, which already come with this beautiful green edged gilding, which is just stunning. There was a mass-produced deck, which was later released by Hay House. It's a good version. It's shinier. This is beautiful matte. This one is glossier. The cardstock is nice, and I edged it myself because it didn't come edged. And this is just a backup deck for this one, which I use all the time. This is the packaging it came in for the independent deck. Lovely magnetic close the box. Lovely big thick book, and I love how it's got handwriting in it as well all the way through. So yeah, it's a really nice book and box set. Chris-Anne is so diverse with her art. When you look at her Oracle deck, the name of which escapes me at the moment, and then something like the Muse Tarot, which is more kind of a photographic collage deck, this is absolutely stunning. And this was the first tarot deck that I saw a walkthrough of, where I could honestly say that I loved every single image. This was sent to me, our beautiful Queen of Pentacles. When you ordered direct, you got an art card, and as you can see, it's signed by Chris-Anne with a thank you. And that was the art card I got, which was the beautiful Queen of Pentacles. So she actually sits on a stand on my shelf because, oh, just look how regal and powerful and serene she is. The Sun card, just look at that. And there's lots of geometric patterns in the card as well. The cardstock is divine. Look at that devil. So alluring. And I've had some incredible readings with this deck. This is the controversial card, the Ten of Swords. It was replaced at the last minute, but some people got the old version and some people got the new version. I'm not going to go into the reasons why. It's, you know, had enough discussion. Love this Two of Swords. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful deck. And the more I work with this deck, the stronger my bond becomes. Kind of obvious, right? The more you work with anything. But sometimes with some decks, you get that kind of familiarity breeds contempt. Not that I have contempt, but you know, it's kind of like, okay, I've worked with this quite a bit now. It's time to change it up. But every time I work with this, my relationship with it deepens. It is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, the Light Seer's Tarot by Chris Sam. Where have I just put the little pouch for it? Oh, here. Let's pop it back. Perfect fit as well. And that's the thing with Kelly. You tell her what deck you want to use and she kind of matches the colours. And this ribbon, this dark, deep electric blue to match the stitching is gorgeous. Second one I want to show is also kept in a Kelly bag, well, a Kelly wrap. I love that it's got a little bumblebee as the charm here, this little bumblebee, because the deck inside is the This Might Hurt tarot, which I got at the back end of last year. I think it came out around October time, September, October time, but we had to wait for it to become available on Little Red Tarot, which happened towards the end of the year, around December. And also, I keep knocking that bell with my mug. This is the box it comes in, which is beautiful. Look at that. Such a beautiful box. I love this deck so much that I got a backup because they released, this is the box, you get quite a thick book to go with it. I love how we get the white rose from the death card on the inside. These are the backs, but they released this pearlescent edged version, and there's also a gold gilded one. This is the black. So basically you've got black with this beautiful kind of oil slick, and then this is more silver, but it's classed as pearlescent. But just look at that rainbow. Isn't that magnificent? So I'll show this version because it's in order, because it's a backup and it's not been used yet. I always go through it for the first time to make sure there's no damage, no cards that are missing. But I really love this. So it is a RWS clone, and I know some of the people don't necessarily like the fact that it's almost cartoonist, but I like that. You know, it's called This Might Hurt because a lot of people say, why is it called This Might Hurt? That's the tarot, right? Sometimes we don't want to accept its message. Sometimes it will pack a punch and we think, oh, you know, that's not what I wanted to hear. But that's what happens when we hold a mirror up to our life and we see what's reflected back to us. It has diversity in it as well, which is very important. It's brought the RWS deck up to a modern age. Look at that death card. We've got this Baphomet type devil. And again, it's that wonderful matte cardstock, which is just Anubis. And look, body diversity as well. So absolutely love this deck. This is This Might Hurt, and it's by Isabella Rothman. Fabulous artist, fabulous deck, very easy to read, with it being an RWS clone. Lots of motorbikes for knights as well, which was the same with the Modern Witch. Beautiful pentacles. So look at the colour tones as well. The wands, that fiery, orangey, burnt sienna type background. Love the little hairs here. So it has animal kin as well as humans. It's a great all-rounder. Really, really wonderful. Now we get the watery blues. Look at that. Diversity. 2 of Cups, look. So we get ethnicities. I love that it's from the other perspective, from behind. I love that we can see the roots of the trees showing the groundedness of the card. Yeah, so we get, you know, ethnicities, we get ages, we get sexualities, genders. It's just, we even get people of varying abilities as well. So, look at that for the King of Cups. Adorable. So that is the beautiful This Might Hurt tarot. One of my favourites from the last 12 months. I need to, I don't want to get things mixed up, so I need to pop this back in the bag as well. Again, Kelly did good with the colour matches. And she made one of these pouches for my friend Jen, who came to stay from the States last year. Jen brought this deck with her. No, she didn't. No, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. That was this one. That was this one, which is the Light Seer's tarot. It's been a long 2 days with no sleep. Well, 3 hours sleep in the last 2 days. I'm barely functioning. All right, so the next one is the only entry for a mass-produced deck, and it's probably no surprise to anybody, and it's my most recent tarot deck, which is the Shadowlands tarot. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because we're going to be officially reviewing this tarot deck as part of the Tarot Times broadcast, which is 2 weeks today, I think. 2 weeks today? What date are we? 8. Maybe 3 weeks today. Yeah, 3 weeks today, the day before Tarathon. Now this is mass produced, it's by Schiffer, but the card stock and quality of this deck matches any independently produced tarot deck. It has beautiful gilding, lovely borderless matte cards, lovely and thick. The book is an absolute joy, and I did a video, a quarantine stream in the week, talking about my favorite companion books, and this was in there within it. Look how the spider starts from here. Look, starts to go up the page. If I did it the other way around, it would go down the page. But it's a wonderful book. It's so poignant. It's humorous. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also packs that punch. It's raw, it's honest. It's a shadow deck, but I adore it. And it's got some amazing features at the back as well. Loads of additional information. So it's by Monica Bordersky, and I love it. I started working with this. Now, anybody who knows me will know how I work with tarot. I work with a deck in the morning and a deck in the evening, and I have an oracle as well. And this was just, I couldn't put it down. I was really enjoying the images and going into the images, and just, it's so different to any tarot deck that I've ever had before, that it just really pulled me in and intrigued me. And I ended up using it morning and evening. So I just kind of went with that for a bit. It's only just recently that I've been working, since I did Throwback Thursday, with the Tarot of the Witches, which I've been using in the morning and then using the Shadowlands in the evening. And it's been giving me some amazing insights. A real kind of, and I know it sounds dramatic, but some life-changing stuff. It's made me think about things in a completely different way. Look at this. So I cannot get over as well, you know, kudos to Schiffer. They are somebody who's really listened to the community, because they used to come out with the big Marielle type cards, or tarot with the she, with the big borders, super glossy, cards sticking together. And actually, if this is the way that they're going to go in terms of how they're producing decks, tarot sized, beautiful thick cardstock, borderless, dream to shuffle, then they're going to get my money, and I want them to produce more tarot decks. In fact, I wish they'd produce some that have been out and loved by many, that just needs this kind of care and attention. So, Shadowlands Tarot, I'm not going to put back in the box. I only did it for the purpose of this video, because I'm going to be working with this tonight. So that's going to go there. Oh, that's a lovely cuppa. So that just leaves my number one tarot deck of the last 12 months. And I'm surprised how this has managed to become my number one deck, when I was waiting for, and isn't this the case? You know, we're always about our next deck. And when I was waiting for the Light Seers, I was like, this is the deck. This is perfect. I like every card. And I got it, and I love it, and I still love it. It was the same with the Slow Tarot. It was the same, you know, with This Might Hurt. They are treasured decks, and they are ones I've been working with over the last, particularly over the last quarantine time, of last 8 weeks. But the one deck that has really surprised me, that I absolutely love, and is my number one for the last 12 months, and possibly even in my top 5 all-time tarot decks, is the Spacious Tarot. I have heard that this has just gone out of print. Whether that's accurate or not, or whether they're just waiting for more stock, I don't know. But again, it's got this this rose, this white flower from the death card. It is in this lovely clamshell box. This space is for you. And look, Spacious. We've got this sky with this kind of nighttime starry feel to it. The book is a nice little guidebook. It's got these little tabs where you can easily skip through and find where in the majors. Lots of little information. Really, really nice. This is by Carrie Mallon and Annie Roygit. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Roygit? Right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name, and I do apologise. I edged this deck in this beautiful blue, and I love it. I love how it's turned out. It's lighter than the backs purposely, but it matches with so many of the cards. Again, it has that lovely matte cardstock, not quite as thick as perhaps This Might Hurt or even Shadowlands, but thick enough. It's a little bit shorter than an average tarot card, as you can see, a little bit shorter, so people who have smaller hands might benefit from this. But the concept of the Spacious Tarot is exactly what it says in the inside. The space is for you. They have removed all of the central figures, the characters from within this deck. and just provided you with the space that is linked to the archetype and energy of that card, which I just think is beautiful. I think I've started with, if I did it this way, there's probably majors, yeah. So here we have the Fool look, and all you get there is the cliff edge and what the Fool is looking at. Now, if you're one to do path working and like to sit and meditate with cards and explore the landscape within the card, this deck is for you. But it's just wonderful. You get a little, just in the corner, look, little few budding flowers. You know, maybe that is where the Fool picked his white flower as he made his way to the edge to look over this precipice, to stare into the sky as the little dog comes running behind him to give him his warning. But you can just be within these cards, and there are certain ones in particular. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Some say it's pippish, but again, you know, you're working with the energy of the cards. Do you need more? If you're talking about the Four of Wands, it's that structure, that stable structure. There are some animals within this deck. Let's see if I can look at the Hermit. How perfect. So the trees, the seclusion is there. The lantern illuminating within the darkness. Beautiful. Look at the Four of Swords with that bench, the snowy scene. It's just wonderful. And then for the courts, we get animals. So pentacles, you know, creatures that roam the earth. Little bear, look. I love the sun card. That sunflower facing towards the sun, tracking its course across the sky. The Devil. It's really beautiful. The Emperor. It's like regiments, you know. And when I first saw this card, I thought it's beautiful, the red poppies, but red poppies can symbolize war and battles and bravery. But, you know, an empire, many empires have been built because they've been, you know, either defended or fought for. And I love that they're all lined up in rows. Chariot, you know, you've got that journey. The water is choppy. You're going to have to hold on tight, you know, and steer your way through this course to get where you're headed. Judgment, look what lies beyond. The beautiful colour compared to the bleakness here. I love the Guardian of Pentacles. Such a beautiful card. The Hierophant, these monoliths. The Death card, there's that rose look, but the skeletal hands grabbing for it. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful deck. High Priestess. Look at that, the moon inside the shell. Oh, stunning. And they feel really nice to shuffle. Just stunning deck. That's quite interesting, the Hanged one. You know, we're all suspended in space and time. I remember reading somewhere, we are insects, or no, sorry, not insects, we are monkeys clinging to a rock that's falling through space. Kind of puts it into perspective, but this is looking at our Earth, our home, suspended. And all the troubles and everything that's happening on this globe just pale into significance when observed from this perspective, like the Hanged Man, from a different perspective. Just wonderful. And there's one of my favourite cards, the Elder of Pentacles. How beautiful is that painting? These lovely watercolours. And here, look, the Five of Pentacles. On the outside, journeying up. It's a steep hill, you know. There's a journey to go to get to where you want. Oh, look at the Empress. Beautiful. So, it was a real surprise, but I absolutely love the Spacious Tarot. It is a surefire winner, and in my opinion, and it's just my opinion on these decks, this is the my favourite tarot deck to come out in the last 12 months, certainly available here anyway. So thank you for watching. You know, I'd love to hear yours. I'd love to know what your top 5 tarot decks are of the last 12 months and your reasons why. And yeah, that's it, guys. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. I hope you're managing to get some sleep. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.